Hi, girls! Alright, I'm going to attempt to tell my story. I just got some really big news. I just found out that Ian got accepted to a halfway house, and, you kind of need to know my background to know why I'm not just thrilled about this. And I know it seems selfish to not be thrilled, but I have a lot of reasons to be scared, and he does too. So I'm just going to start. I'm Lauren. I'm 23. Future Mrs. Channel. Ian is my boyfriend. He has been incarcerated since November, almost 2 years ago. He is doing a 5-year sentence, and basically we met. I was living with my ex-boyfriend, and he was really abusive for the last 2 years of our relationship. And one day, Ian comes along, and we were really good friends with our next door neighbors because we lived in these little condos that were 4 inches, like just a little wall apart, and we hung out with our neighbors all the time. Marcus worked a lot, so I was always at my neighbor's house, and basically one day Ian just paroled at their house, his older brother's house, and it was just love at first sight. Stupid, goo goo gaga. Like, they had been telling me I was gonna fall in love with him. His mom was at visits with his son, telling him about me and how we were gonna fall in love because we're both so funny and alike and la 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 la. And when we saw each other, it was just like, oh, just, I am going to marry this motherfucker. I cannot even tell you how beautiful of a moment it was. And it basically took me a whole year to leave Marcus, my ex. It took me a year to leave Marcus, and during that time, Ian fucked up parole, went back to prison, and then got halfway housed in, far away. You guys don't know Colorado. And then, he paroled back at the beginning of summer 2 years ago, next door again. And I was so fed up with Marcus. Nobody knew that he was abusing me in any way, shape, or form because I wasn't isolated. I wasn't, it wasn't me getting my ass beat in a corner every night to the point where I was a bloody pope. I'm a very social human. I have thousands of friends. I was getting 4.0s in college, drinking a lot, had my friends over constantly. I'm sort of an alcoholic, not really anymore. But basically, my whole world came crashing down. Ian got kicked out of next door. I got diagnosed with lupus at the age of 21. I lost my job. School was starting. I mean, it was a mess. So I finally left Marcus after Ian got kicked out of next door because I wanted to be with Ian, and basically I stayed with Ian for that whole summer, or with Marcus for that whole summer, just because I just wanted to be next door to Ian. I mean, we would hang out every single night. Marcus would come home drunk. I would leave, go sleep in my car, go sleep at somebody's house, go sneak next door and sleep on the couch with Ian, and this motherfucker was so blackout drunk every night that he didn't remember a single piece of abuse that he dealt. Zero. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. He'd break everything. I mean, it was awful. So Ian bailed. Ian got kicked out. I left. Ian and I got a house. I got a house. It was kind of Ian's home base, but he was doing a shit ton of drugs, and I had no idea. I've never touched a drug in my life. We had this fantastic summer of just banging every night when he wouldn't go disappearing for 4 days randomly. I had no idea why. That was stupid. And then we were just so in love, so happy, but he was on the run at the same time. He had cut his ankle monitor off, you know. So, um, one morning I woke up and Ian was gone. He was not in my bed next to me, and my MacBook, my iPad, my iTouch, my iPhone, my fucking... The only thing he didn't take was my 50-inch flat screen, really. My 40-inch flat screen, my wallet, my cigarettes, my alcohol, my car, everything was gone. And I freaked out and called the cops because I knew that he was a drug addict. I knew all of this going into it. I knew that he'd been addicted to heroin since he was like 12. And I thought he was halfway to Arizona or California or something, and I called the cops. And, which is, whatever. But he had my fucking parents' car. It wasn't just like he took my iPad and left. He took everything I owned. I couldn't even finish my school semester or anything. He was on the run. They found my car that night, and I didn't get my iPad and my MacBook back until like a month and a half later when he was in jail and actually had some dude track down the dude who had my shit and was trying to sell it, but nobody could get into it because it was locked. Whatever. The only things I got back were my MacBook and my iPad. And it really fucked me for school. I talked Ian into meeting up with me. I found him, tracked him down better than the cops could. Tracked him down, convinced him to meet up with me, convinced him I wasn't setting him up, and got my car keys back so I didn't have to pay $300 to get new car keys made after my car got towed back to my house. And I stayed with him for 3 nights right after that. Like 5 days after that, after he took all my shit. Because I knew that he was on drugs at this point. I didn't know that he was coming down off meth and snorted Ambien and fucking, whatever the fuck else he was on. But he ended up going to Mason County Jail, and that's when our relationship really started. Because, I don't know why I just said Mason County Jail, like you guys know what that is. But, that's when our relationship really started. He basically figured out that I was dead serious about this, and, he didn't think that I was a down bitch in any way, shape, or form. He thought I was just some goody-goody, whatever. And he has slowly started to learn that I'm the fucking baddest bitch that he's ever met in his whole life. Anyway, so Ian fought in county jail. They started his sentence out at like 16 years for cutting his ankle monitor off, which is escape, theft of over $2,000 worth of stuff, and aggravated motor vehicle theft. He fought for 9 months, got his sentence down to 5 years, and then my doctors told me that I had to start chemo for lupus. So my parents, my mom and dad are still together. Have been for like 35 years. They freaked out. I moved home. And then Ian got sent to Denver, where I moved, and has been in the Denver area, 2 hours away from Denver, ever since. So it actually worked out really good. We both kind of moved at the same time. And I go visit Ian every single weekend, either Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, depending on my work schedule. I nanny 5 boys. I love my job. I miss my friends. I miss my friends in college. Ian has a 4-year-old named Bentley. His mom his mom adopted his 4-year-old, and she has him 4 hours away still in the town that we met. She adopted Bentley on the agreement that Ian would get better and would take Bentley someday. His baby's mom is in prison. She is a heroin addict too. Her name's Kirsten. She's fucking the dumbest bitch I ever met in my whole life. She basically went on the run with Bentley for the first 5 months of his life, and then sold him to his mom for $50 for heroin. And she's never seen him since, never attempted to contact him, anything. So I get pretty much free reign on Bentley, which is awesome. I'm super close with him. I just talked to him on the phone, to tell him that, his daddy is moving to him. Basically, where my issue is right now is that Ian just got accepted to the halfway house, and the halfway house that accepted him is Grand Junction, which is that 4-hour away town that I went to college in, that he's done every drug that he's ever done there. He knows every drug addict there. It's basically the worst place that a person who is trying to not be a drug addict anymore could go. It is, he knows every fucking drug addict, every gas station, every grocery store. There's nowhere he goes that he hasn't not only done a drug, but knows somebody that does drugs that wants him to him to go do drugs with them. So I, upon finding this news out an hour ago, that he just got accepted to the halfway house and could be there within 10 fucking days, when we thought we had a whole nother year to figure this out, is really, really, too much. I feel like I am going to throw up. And I know that it sounds selfish, and I should be happy, but the only word that he used to describe how he feels about it to me is scared. We're both scared. We're both on the same exact page. He gets, yes, he'll be by Bentley. Yes, I will probably have to end up, I have to move there. I cannot stand the thought of all the thirsty bitches in his hometown. Every ex-girlfriend he's ever had is there. Not that I'm worried about the girl thing as much, but drugs, I'm the only person who knows if that motherfucker's doing drugs or not. I'm the only person who can tell. I'm the only person who sits there and looks at his fucking pupils, and when he does fucking drugs in prison, knows that his pupils are a different size than normal, and knows what drugs, I'm the only person who can get him back on track. I want to be there for him in the halfway house every day to take him to and from the halfway house when he goes to work every day. And I'm fucking terrified, and I don't know what to do. I know this is getting way too long, but I have about 10,000 decisions to make. I have all the furniture, I have, people there, but I just found out I have to get my knee replaced. And to get my knee replaced with a cadaver bone, I have to wait for somebody to die. That can take anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 months. So I'm probably going to have to sit here 4 hours away from him for the next 6 months, save up money. I don't have any money. I've been out of work. I just had spine surgery for lupus-related stuff, too. We are both terrified. We don't want to be, I said, what part scares you the most? And he said, being away from you. And that is exactly what scares me, too. We keep each other completely going. Seeing him every weekend is what makes me be able to deal with being 23 and being sick for the rest of my life, and knowing that I have to start chemo within the next 6 months, and I just got spine surgery, I have to get my knee replaced. I'm living at home where I don't want to be, in my high school bedroom. It's just, I have way too much shit to deal with to not have Ian also. So, I'll wrap this up, but I could use some encouragement right now. and some guidance. And I know that most of you would kill to have your man out, and I wish that I could say the same, but I just don't know if he's ready. I don't know if he's going to fuck up. He was not supposed to be put into the halfway house in that town, and his case manager fucked it up. So now he's accepted and could be out within 10 days. I called his mom. His mom is excited. You know, I heard Bentley scream in the background that his dad's moving home, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm going to have to be really strong for the next 6 months because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get my knee replaced here in Denver. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then in January 2016, I'll start school 4 hours away, and I don't know. I am just so lost. I feel like I could just throw up. And he said that he felt the same exact way because we thought we had a whole nother year to figure our whole lives out, to start this next chapter of our lives, and now it's could be in 2 weeks. He gets shipped out and is out in the world. Like, what the fuck? So I'll leave it at that. I love you guys. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know me and my potty mouth. I love you all. Thanks for the support ahead of time. Love you. Mwah.